The quest for the Shard of Harmony. In the quaint village of Serenity, nestled within the heart of the enchanted forest, lived two inseparable youths, Eldrin, a curious, quick-witted lad, and Lyora, a fearless, compassionate lass. Their days were filled with laughter, camaraderie, and shared dreams of adventure beyond the village's border. They spent their mornings racing through meadows and their evenings swapping tales under the starlit canopy of ancient oaks. One fateful day, while exploring the forest's edge, Eldrin stumbled upon an unusual artifact half buried in the moss, a gem that shimmered with an otherworldly glow, its surface etched with runes that pulsed faintly. This was the Shard of Harmony, a relic whispered about in old songs, said to hold the power to warp reality itself. The moment Eldrin's fingers brushed its cool surface, a brilliant, kaleidoscopic wave surged through him. Visions flooded his mind, distant lands with skies of molten gold, cities carved from starlight, and shadowy figures cloaked in mist. Lyora, standing nearby, caught him as he staggered, her eyes wide with wonder and concern. The word of the Shard's discovery spread like wildfire through Serenity. The villagers, awestruck by its presence, gathered in the square, their murmurs a mix of reverence and fear. They spoke of its immense potential to heal, to create, or to destroy if wielded carelessly. The village seer, a stooped woman with eyes like polished amber, declared that the shard must be taken to the Council of Elders in the City of Wonders, a distant metropolis where the wisest minds could safeguard. But Eldrin and Lyora, their hearts alight with the call of adventure, exchanged a glance that spoke volumes. They would not hand over the shard so easily. Instead, they vowed to unravel its secrets and use its power for the greater good. With packs slung over their shoulders and the shard tucked safely in Eldrin's satchel, the duo slipped out of Serenity under the cover of dawn. Their journey led them through landscapes that seemed spun from dreams and nightmares alike. First came the Whispering Woods, a forest where trees hummed with subtle vibrations, their leaves forming words in the air. The woodfolk, ethereal beings with bark-like skin, taught Eldrin and Lyora to listen, not just with their ears, but with their hearts. Trust the silence between words, they said, gifting the pair a flute that could calm even the wildest storm. Next, they ventured into the Crystal Caverns, a subterranean maze aglow with prismatic light. Here dwelt the luminescent dragons, majestic creatures whose scales refracted emotions as much as light. When a cave-in trapped the duo, Lyora's courage shone. She sang a melody on the woodfolk's flute, soothing a dragon into clearing the rubble. In return, the dragons shared a scale that could shield them from harm, but only if their intentions remained pure. The fractured isles tested their resolve like no place before. This shattered realm, a mosaic of floating islands bound by crumbling bridges, was ruled by King Discordia, a tyrant whose scepter sowed chaos. The islanders, weary and divided, spoke of a time when the shard had kept their lands whole. Eldrin's quick wit unraveled Discordia's riddles, earning them passage, but Lyora's compassion mended a rift between warring clans, proving that unity was stronger than any spell. The islanders gifted them a map that revealed hidden paths, etched in ink that glowed under moonlight. Through each trial, Eldrin and Lyora grew closer, their strengths weaving together like threads in a tapestry. Eldrin's intuition deciphered ancient glyphs, while Lyora's resourcefulness turned scraps into tools. They learned to share burdens. When one faltered, the other stood firm. In quiet moments by campfires, they spoke of home, of the families they missed, and of the responsibility the shard carried. Its power tempted them. Eldrin dreamed of reshaping Serenity into a grand kingdom, Lyora of ending all suffering. But they swore to keep their hearts true. As they neared the City of Wonders, a shadow fell across their path. King Discordia, having tracked them from the Isles, ambushed them in a desolate gorge. His eyes burned with greed for the shard, his voice promising dominion over all realms. The battle was fierce. Discordia's magic twisted the earth, conjuring thorns and flame. But Eldrin and Lyora fought as one. Eldrin used the dragon scale to deflect a deadly spell, while Lyora played the woodfolk's flute, its notes unraveling Discordia's enchantments. Together, they outsmarted the king, binding him with vines conjured from the map's magic. The shard remained theirs. At last, they reached the City of Wonders, a sprawling citadel where spires touched the clouds and fountains sang with liquid light. Before the Council of Elders, 7 figures cloaked in robes that shimmered like the shard itself, Eldrin and Lyora, recounted their journey. The elders listened in silence, their gazes heavy with wisdom. Then came the choice: keep the shard and wield its power, or surrender it to restore balance to the realms. Eldrin felt the shard's pulse in his hands, a siren call of infinite possibility. Lyora's hand on his shoulder grounded him, her eyes reflecting the same resolve. With heavy hearts, they placed the shard on the council's altar. A wave of light erupted, soft and warm, spreading beyond the city to mend the fractured isles, calm the whispering woods, and brighten the crystal caverns. The elders nodded, their voices soft but firm. True strength lies not in holding power, but in knowing when to let it go. Eldrin and Lyora returned to Serenity as heroes, though they sought no praise. The village welcomed them with open arms, the forest itself seeming to hum with pride. Their bond, forged in trials and tempered by sacrifice, was stronger than ever. They resumed their days of laughter and dreams. But now their tales carried the weight of experience, of trust earned, challenges met, and a world made whole by selflessness. The shard's glow lingered in their memories, a reminder that the greatest adventures are those shared with a friend. On a